Technology places a greater premium on the skills of character. Now, when I refer to character, what I mean is performance character. I mean skills like persistence, deferring gratification, and bouncing back from adversity, what we increasingly call resilience. Now, all these traits, when they go wrong now, are increasingly medicalised. Now, for example, being able to perform under pressure would be seen as a key component of character, whereas now it often falls under anxiety disorders. Likewise, being able to focus and complete tasks, that's often called ADHD and medicated. I know because I do it. And what's interesting is that the tablets often help. It's a kind of performance enhancement. So this medicalisation, it's a generational cultural change. We used to see people through the lens of character, which has a moral dimension, and now we see them through the lens of personality, which has a more clinical dimension. So now going back to technology, especially phones. Now they're able to give us immediate rewards in the form of likes, retweets, social connection. Now remember, we're evolved to live in a time of scarcity. So the dopamine hits have never been able to be delivered as efficiently as they can now. So our commercial environment has never been more effective in co-opting our biology. Now these are the roots of our youth mental health crisis. Social media merely exacerbates kids who already have problems either with forming social connections or managing their impulses. Now, most mental health problems are rooted in attachment disturbance, which refers to early life bonding. If this is too anxious or avoidant, it can set up a problematic model of how we then form close bonds for the rest of our lives. Namely, we struggle to trust people. The other issue is how we respond to threat. We can magnify our sense of threat either because we grow up in conflicted environments, now that sensitizes our brains from an early age to feeling threatened, or we have an overly safe approach to life. Now this limits our ability to deal with adversity or normal levels of danger and risk. So both these trends increase the possibility of developing anxiety disorders. Now this generation of teens is taking longer to complete many adolescent rites of passage, such as getting a driver's license or having intimate relationships. Now we need to be careful that we don't construct our kids as fundamentally vulnerable, when most of the world raise their kids as already resilient. They feel like they can be pushed and able to withstand all kinds of adversity. Now I do think parents are more aware of this. I see this in my own social group, where there's a realization that kids need to have more unstructured play, they need to be able to solve more difficult problems on their own. One of the key lessons of my field is that if we're not exposed to adversity in a controlled way, we don't develop a strong sense of self or identity, namely what we call character. And my concern is that these traits of character, so important for human flourishing, are being eroded at both ends of the social spectrum, either by haphazard, conflicted families, especially fatherlessness, or by affluence and the medicalisation of character. This means we don't cultivate it with the same intent as we once did.